Sometimes I wish I could just live on a farm and make tamales and sell them at the local market.
Kind of like going back to your roots?
Yeah, kind of like what my mom did. I was born in Arabica Canyon, which is outside of Tucson, and then I was raised in Flagstaff, which is northern Arizona, about an hour away from the Grand Canyon. And then I moved to New York a little less than a year after that, right before 9/11, to attend Parsons, which I dropped out of in 1 week.
I moved here when I was 18 from Pennsylvania, and I came here and I went to FIT. The whole time that I was there, I had wanted to play music. I'd already known that I wanted to do that when I was about 16.
Coffee shop. He was my bar back when I was the bartender. And then he moved in because he needed a place to stay. And then a friend of ours told me that Ben was in love with me, but she was lying.
She told me the same thing about
She told him. And so we both were like, oh my goodness. Well, I was home in Arizona to spread my mom's ashes. And when I arrived there, I was feeling really sick and nauseous. But it just kept getting worse and worse, and all the food that I like to eat normally I wouldn't touch. So finally, when I was at my mom's cafe, I decided to take a pregnancy test. And it came up positive, and it was just like all that sadness just washed away. Big smile. I knew my mom was there. I knew she was laughing at me or whatever.
She told me I was sleeping, and she was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, okay. And I remember getting out of bed and just like putting my feet on the ground for the first time after finding that out, and standing up and just kind of, being blown away.
So this dress was my mother's. She wore it when she was pregnant with me. I wish I could find it. There's a beautiful photo of her standing down in the creek in Arabica Canyon in the water with just this dress on.
When I was, 10 or 11, we wore plaid shirts. I basically dress the same now as I did when I was 10. So, I love it. It's one of my favorite t-shirts.
It's amazing.
Angelica, I think, saw it somewhere,
oh my God,
and then
great.
she had ordered me one.
Shoot, yeah.
And it's him and Jane Birkin, and it says Bonnie and Clyde on it. This was wrapped in a gift that my friend Kate gave to me, so I just wear it. I like it. I've been wearing it every day.
I love it.
Yeah, this hat was given to me by Angelica as well.
So I grew up with Pendleton, and I love it, and it's very nostalgic to see it. And my parents collected Pendleton. They used to go to the flea market and just buy up anything Pendleton. So we never had normal blankets. We didn't have, those like nice plush, soft comforters. We had harsh, scratchy Pendletons. I got in St. Bart's. I think it was only one of several that was made. It was for like a charity or something. I got it at, where's that store? Calypso St. Bart. This was a gift from Lori Goldstein. These are Rudraksha beads. They're supposed to protect you, I believe. This was a vintage rosary I bought on eBay, and then I bought these little tassels in St. Bart's, and I had this little pendant that I added. My moccasins I got when I was in New Mexico. You wear them once and they just form to your feet, super comfortable.
White Vans, which I always wear. I buy the same shoes. I don't even try them on. I know exactly what size it is.
And these two are like the most precious things to me in the world. They're from my mother. This belonged to my great grandmother. One of the aunties gave this bag of jewelry to my mom and her sisters, and they used to trade it. Like they would barter and trade with the jewelry. You do this, I'll give you grandma's bracelet. So somehow my mom ended up with it. She had always been eyeing it, and she got it, and then I was always eyeing it because it was just a piece that my mom always had on. I think is an old rosary that Angelica actually bought online, and then she added some of her own little tassels to it. I think. Oh, this was a gift from my father. He gave it to me on my 21st birthday. He had it made. He kind of designed it in a way in the sky. I got it when I was 18 in Flagstaff at the tattoo parlor next to my mom's cafe. It's a Muka print, and it's of Sarah Bernhardt. Growing up, my mom used to buy those Muka coloring books, so I was always fascinated by the long flowing hair, which is why my hair obviously is so long.
Is long and flowing.
Long and flowing, which I love. the Morton Salt girl who my mom had made up this whole story about. She would do all sorts of collages with her. She believed that she was a deity, and she would guide you over the bridge to, crossing over, which, like, dying. So she was, I don't know, she just represented something very deep for my mother, so I decided to honor her and get it for that reason. My earliest influences are my mother and Frida. My mom was huge into Frida Kahlo. She was very unique. She was super quirky, and growing up in Flagstaff and going to school with all these somewhat normal middle American children, I used to be embarrassed of her because she was so eccentric, and she's an artist and not afraid to say what she wanted to say, and ran the vegan vegetarian cafe. We'd go like wildcrafting and have to go pick herbs in Sedona, and we go to the creek. She'd suddenly decide that we have to go have dim sum down in Phoenix, so we'd drive 3 hours to go have Chinese dim sum. She loved life, yeah. Love life and love food.
Mm-hmm.